Drake London, I think he's one name that probably will be circled for the Commanders at number 11 overall, just because he has some of the qualities that they don't have on the depth chart right now. We know Terry McLaurin is a stud. We don't need to spend too much time on him. They're hoping to get more out of Curtis Samuel next year. Hopefully he can stay healthy for a full 17 games next year. But as far as Drake London, just how big he is at 6'3.5", 215 pounds, the way he goes up and attacks the football, he reminds me a lot of Mike Williams when he was coming out of Clemson.
Yes.
I don't see Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans was just so different as far as being a bigger wide receiver. But I think where he kind of differentiates a little bit from Mike Evans is that London gives you a whole bunch after the catch. I think he's such a big threat after the catch. He can give you a lot of yards after the catch too. So USC force-fed him a lot on those perimeter screens, and then just trying to get the ball to him as quickly as possible. That's where you're able to see just how athletically gifted he is.
Well, and the other thing that impressed me with him too is that they would line him up all over, and they would almost line him up at times in traditional tight end, like a Jordan Reid type role. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like whether it's like as an H-back or move tight end. Sometimes then you're playing him as a receiver. So like there's that versatility, and for a longer guy, he's not a burner necessarily, but to get in and out of the breaks, he does pretty well for a guy who's longer.
Yeah, he does not. I think he's an underrated route runner too.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying that he's just a vertical ball specialist. And I think that's just one area that he specializes in. I don't think his entire game revolves around that. And if you go and watch him, there's plenty of games that you can watch throughout the year. You can just play any, meeny, miny, mo with any one of those games that he played in last year. You're going to see him produce in all of those games. So I think something that he does well for himself is not only playing above the rim, but also his basketball background. I think that comes to fruition a lot throughout his game, but it's not a sense of where that's what his game really revolves around. So I think when some people are a little bit nervous about Drake London, I think they're taking away some of his best traits. And it's not just that he wins so cleanly at the catch point. I think he's an underrated route runner too.
Hey everybody, it's John Keim. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and I'll continue to bring you guests who provide excellent insight into the Washington Commanders. And while you're here, check out the other terrific content on the Ampire Media Network, including Inside the Cap with Joel Corey and All's Caps with Steve Wino and former Washington Capital Carl Alsner. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.